Phil and Jason were playing in the garden, their laughter and shouts filling the air, when Phil's mom called out, "Phil, come in and eat." But Phil ignored her, too caught up in the joy of play. Jason asked, "Aren't you going in? Your mom called you." But Phil just shrugged and said, "No, she's always annoying." Jason looked at him with concern, but Phil just continued playing, his eyes sparkling with mischief. After a few minutes, Jason asked again, "Don't you want to eat? Your mom is waiting." But Phil shook his head, his expression turning stubborn. "No, she's annoying. Let's keep playing." Jason sighed and asked, "Can I eat with you? I'm hungry too." Phil rolled his eyes, but eventually agreed, and they trudged inside, their feet heavy with reluctance. At the table, Jason complimented Phil's mom. "Thanks, Mrs. Tompkins. Everything looks great." But Phil just scowled and shouted, "The food is cold and tastes bad. You can't cook." His mom looked hurt, and Jason shot Phil a disapproving look. Later, as Jason was leaving, he turned to Phil and said, his voice trembling with emotion, "Tomorrow, I'm visiting my mom. Want to come?" Phil agreed, and the next day, Jason took Phil to his mom's house. Jason's eyes welled up with tears as he said, "I wish my mom called me for dinner or hugged me goodnight." "Be glad you have a mom, Phil. Enjoy it, because you never know how long they'll be around." Phil looked at him, his eyes wide with realization, and nodded silently.